Hello everyone, it's Mike from Chess Lifestyle, and today we're going to be training 54 minutes of Woodpecker method in the build-up to SITGES round 2, or round 3, but round 2 for me. And yeah, welcome Mark to the stream, and thank you for the great win wishes for yesterday. Yeah, I was actually the final player in the playing hall. As always, my games often take a long time, but this one was particularly rough in the sense that I got a great position out the opening. I was actually an exchange and a pawn up from my Garganitsa prep, and I was very happy with this as well because the line I got is actually as a result of writing my upcoming Chessable course, because that was a move that I knew was objectively best and gave me like a minus 0.3 advantage, but I didn't have much experience playing it online, but I kind of remembered that this was the case and I went into it. And actually, the position collapsed for her very, very quickly, and I was exchanging a pawn up. But the resistance that she put was just unbelievable, and she managed to outplay me, despite the material deficit. And it ended up getting just to a very, very close endgame, where I had the rook, she had a bishop and more pawns, and I managed to win the endgame by a single tempo. Right until the very last second. So very, very tight game, and these are really the fine margins at this kind of level. But yeah, no, I'm happy with the shift I put in. Mark asks, can you show the game? I will not be doing recaps during the tournament. I mean, I'm already somewhat in a rush. Like, I'm going to be eating my lunch as I do this Woodpecker. All of the kind of routine, ritual kind of stuff in the mornings and the evenings, it's all kind of gone off already, in the sense that, I went out drinking and partying until the late hours, and then had to climb the mountain at even later hours. So, that's a little bit rough, but I'm actually feeling pretty good. And let's just get in training so that I'm at least a little bit sharp for the games. I'm doing well, Noyan. How's it going? And welcome Gloin, welcome Josh to the stream. Let's get some training in. I don't regret all the drinking and partying by any means, because I haven't caught up with these friends of mine since, I don't know, 6 years or something. So I mean, it's due a proper catch up, is what I'm trying to say. So, okay, let's get solving them. Let me make sure I've got the right overlay and stuff. Yeah, looks pretty good. I think, did we do this one already? I feel like oh yeah, okay, there we go. It was just taking some time to refresh. Okay, so we got Max Hervé against Davidson, White to play and win. Got Queen 2 rooks, Queen 2. Okay, you know what? Maybe it's time to just open a new Chessable link, because I don't know what was going on there. Let's see if this works. I have no idea why. Maybe Chessable was down or something? I have no idea. Let me try one more time. Let me try to just open the course itself. I think there might be some internet problems that I'm experiencing. Okay, looks like it's back on again. Let's get some training in. Right. Okay. So Queen 2 rook, Queen 2 rooks, Knight bishop bishop, Knight bishop bishop, 1 2 3 6, 1 2 3 6. Okay, what is going on in this position? So there's tension on the knight on e5, although it is well supported, especially by a pawn. There is some X-ray pressure between the bishops, X-ray pressure on the black king. We're a little bit underdeveloped with these rooks, same with black's rook on a8. We've also got this passed pawn, right? Potential to push it. So given we've got some tension here, and we've got this passed pawn, I mean, it looks very tempting to try and make something happen there. So yeah, given our pieces look fairly active, let's see if we can try and win something in this position. So what checks do we have? We don't have any checks. Oh, what about loose pieces? Any loose pieces? Only the bishop on b2 is loose. Okay. So no checks in the position. Any captures? Yes, we've got knight takes f7. That's about it. Okay, what about threats? Okay, pushing the pawn attacks the queen. That's a threat. Also discovers the bishop, right? Any other threats in the position? Yeah, to be honest, I don't see any other threats. So okay, let's just start calculating them. So what about, let's start with d6, because you know, it hits the queen, it looks promising. So if I go d6, if they take the pawn with the queen, I take their bishop for free and I'm better. If I push d6, they take with the bishop. Then I can probably take their bishop. And when they take back with the queen, then I can take their bishop on d6. But is my queen getting trapped there? No. If they play like a move like rook d8, then my queen still has queen c6 to escape. So d6, bishop d6, bishop takes b7. If they take on e5, then I can take on e5 with the bishop attacking their queen. No, but that's not so good, right? If I push d6, they go bishop takes d6, winning a pawn. I take their bishop, so I've got a bishop for a pawn. They then take my knight, so then I've only got a pawn up. Wait, no, okay, I'm calculating this really poorly. Pawn to d6, bishop takes pawn, so I'm a pawn down. I take the bishop, so I've got a bishop for a pawn. They then take my knight, so they've got a knight and a pawn for my bishop. In that case, I probably need to take back on e5 with the pawn. So then I have two pieces for a piece and a pawn. And then when they take my bishop on b7, then I can take their knight on f6. And then I stay 3 pieces for 2 pieces and a pawn. So then that would be advantage. So d6, any other moves that they can try? d6. I mean, where can they run with their queen? They could... Well, they can't run... Okay, they can only run to b8 or c8. That still defends the bishop. So if we go d6 and they go queen c8, then we can even push d7, and that also wins a piece. So if we play d6 and they go queen b8, do we have a follow-up there? d6, queen b8. Maybe knight c6, attacking the queen. But they're not forced to take on knight. They could always then go queen takes d6. And I'm not so happy with that. So d6, queen b8 is a bit of a problem. Let me just very briefly check this knight takes f7. Make sure it's not something promising. So knight f7, maybe they just go queen takes f7. Really don't see what there is there. So d6, queen b8. I mean, the queen has been pushed back and we have managed to advance our pawn. We could even advance it all the way to the 7th rank. We go d6, queen b8, d7. And surely that pawn getting to d7 is an asset as opposed to a weakness. I mean, the rook on e8 is being attacked. They could block rook d8. And then a move like knight c6 would be winning. Yeah. Okay, and let me just one last thing. Is d6, queen b8, d7, rook e7? What happens there? Well, then I can take on b7, queen takes b7, and promote to a queen now that the back rank is cleared. So yeah, being as thorough as possible with this d6. Okay, we even get the move, and d7 was my solution, and now knight c6 was my idea, on the basis that if bishop takes, then I can take, and then I'm winning this rook in the corner. But let me just double check this. So if I go knight c6, what if they try and play rook takes d7? I can always go queen takes d7, knight takes d7, knight takes b8, and I win the exchange. And you would like to think that that's enough. But knight c6, rook takes d7. Is there anything better? Not really. Queen takes d7, knight d7, knight b8, rook b8. I mean, it's a slight advantage. Probably I even take on b7. Right? Knight c6, rook d7, queen d7, knight d7, knight b8, rook b8, bishop b7, rook b7. Yeah. That should be enough. The rook will outmuscle the knight. So I think this is correct. Yeah, wins an exchange. I mean, we do lose the pawn though, so it's not as clear. Okay, let me check chat. So Josh is saying, I'm looking at knight f7, but the variations are branching a bit, hard to tell. I like d6 too, seems more forcing. Right. Yeah, I couldn't see anything after queen takes f7, to be honest. But yeah, Faz is asking, and welcome to the stream, Faz, why not after rook d7 take the queen? I was concerned with them taking our queen, but I guess, yeah, we just take their rook. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't pick up on that. And this is definitely a better version because we've just activated our rook for free. If we take the rook like this, yeah, we don't get as much. I don't know. I mean, that knight is a little bit pushed back, but we don't have the extra rook. I think I prefer my active rook. Having said that, if I play rook a d1, it's interesting that b5 is the top move as opposed to knight back to f6, so that might suggest that doing it this way is better. Wait. Takes. Did we gain a move as well? Yeah, it's white's turn to move here as well. Right. And then we've even got options of bishop takes f6 to ruin the structure, or yeah, simply a move like rook d8. That looks really good. Yeah, so a bit of poor calculation on my part there. But yeah, we're still waking up. So let's keep going. Let's do another one. Good spot, Faz. True, can't play knight f6 unless he wants double pawns. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, yeah, brain still needs to warm up for real. So okay, let's go. So queen rook rook bishop knight, queen rook rook bishop knight. We got 1 2 3 6 8 8. Okay, so we got doubled e pawns though. What is going on in this position? We're castled on opposite sides. Their pawn is attacking our knight on a5. Maybe we've got some x-ray pressure over here. Any hanging pieces? Bishop is hanging, rook is hanging. Ooh, x-ray pressure like this as well. Might be useful one day. So maybe an instinctive move is maybe like, can we get away with e5? Because if they took the knight, then you know this looks like really scary for white. So yeah, e5 would be a candidate later. So yeah, I guess the goal in this position is to resolve the pressure on our knight and potentially in a way that might win material. So at the very bare minimum, we can play the move knight c6 just to save our knight. So can we do any better? So c5 is another candidate move as well, also a threat. But yeah, do we have any checks? We don't have any checks. Do we have any captures? Yes. We got bishop takes d4, right? So bishop takes d4 is a capture. Looks quite promising actually. Queen d4, of course, is a capture, but looks terrible. Okay, and then any threats? Yeah, there's e5, c5. Looks kind of interesting. Even knight c6, right? Knight c6 attacks the pawn, attacks the d pawn. Might be promising. But okay, let's start with bishop takes d4, because it's very forcing. Bishop takes d4, if they take our knight, we take their rook. So bishop takes d4, if they take back with the pawn, we go queen takes, give a check, and then we pick up the rook. So you see how easy it is when you just look at your captures, your forcing moves. Bishop d4, pawn d4, queen d4. Is that just winning? Bishop d4, pawn d4, queen d4, king h1, queen takes a1. Is there any way they can try and trap my queen there? And no counter checks from the opponent. I mean, this just looks very clear to me. Yeah, don't see any resources for them. Okay, very nice. And white does not even win a piece back due to the move e3, which is, yeah, devastating. I didn't even see that, but I mean, I already saw that I'm I'm not an exchange up because I sacrificed a piece, right? But that's again like a poor calculation on my part. Like I saw that I win the rook and I was satisfied that, yeah, rook is bigger than knight, but I've sacrificed a bishop. So it's very important actually, you see at the very end you've got e3. So yeah, again, poor calculation from me. Definitely need to keep warming up. Yeah, bishop d4 gotta be it. Yeah, but shame I didn't see further. So okay, let me get some food in me as well, as I think. Okay. Yeah. So this one, let's think in our heads, and then we'll discuss the answer. I'm getting very, very good vibes. So we're a pawn down, but we've got this beautiful rook on the line of the king. And this move looks really nice because what you're doing is exposing the king in another way to this kind of move, queen h5. And if they block with g6, well then we can take the knight on d5 and the pawn is pinned. So knight e6, pawn e6 is forced. There are no counter checks. Maybe they could potentially block, like if knight e6, maybe they go knight e3 or something, so it needs to be looked at. But if knight e6, pawn e6, queen h5, what if they move the king, right? What if they play like king d8, king e7, or king d7? King e7 we can do the same, because the king is still on the line of the rook. But knight e6, pawn e6, queen h5, king d7... I mean, actually, I haven't even sacrificed anything, right? So, I mean, after knight e6, pawn e6, queen h5, king d7, I could go queen f7 check. And, you know, I'm threatening to win the e6 pawn. And their king is quite weak. So, okay, any other candidate moves at the start? I mean, what else is there to note? Bishop is hanging on c4, knight is hanging on g5. Or loose, I should say. No counter checks except queen h2. So aside from this knight takes e6, are there any other candidate moves? Well, yes, there's knight takes f7. Any checks? No, we've also got bishop takes d5. And any threats that are worthwhile? Not really. So let's look at this knight f7 as well. Knight f7. What if king takes f7? Maybe queen f3 or queen h5. If queen f3... I mean, I wonder if they can even go... Oh, it does look good though. Knight f7, king f7, queen f3. If they go king g8, we could even go rook takes e6. They cannot take back on e6 because bishop takes d5 and it's close to being over. So knight f7, king f7, queen f3. king e7 maybe. But then bishop takes d5. So knight f7, king f7, queen f3, knight f6, and then bishop takes e6. So knight f7 looks extremely strong. I wonder if it's even stronger than knight e6, pawn e6, queen h5, and let's say a move like king d8. Maybe there's just not enough there. So knight f7, king f7, queen f3. How do they deal with that? If they play queen f4, I can go bishop takes d5, and if they try and take my queen... Wait, hold on. I've got a bishop on c1, so there's no queen f4. So knight f7, king f7, queen f3. I really don't see a move, and it looks like their king is extremely disrupted. I mean, what about knight f7, king f7, queen f3, king g6? You want to try, Eric? I'm trying to debate between knight takes e6 and knight takes f7. But I think knight f7 is looking more promising. I'm just trying to be thorough.
No spoilers.
You know the answer?
Yeah.
Classic.
This is what Woodpecker meant to do, right?
Uh-huh. Knight f7, king f7, queen f3. If king g6... If king g6, where's the win? Knight f7, king f7, queen f3, king g6, bishop d3 actually looks very strong. Because bishop d3, if king h5, I mean, surely there's a checkmate there. No, there's no king h5 because the queen's on f3, so we're good. I think knight f7, we've looked at everything. And queen f3. And the idea is we're using this e-file, so take on d5, I think was my answer. The question is, do you want to take with the bishop or the queen? Because, I mean, you want to keep the queens on given their king is so weak, but not if they have like some counter move, like bishop takes d5 and knight e5 could be a cold shower if it works out. So queen takes might just be simpler. But then do we really have enough in this attack once the queens are traded? Bishop d5. Are there any other candidates for black? I mean, knight e5, but... Yeah, I think I'd have to play it safe and go queen takes. I mean, okay, I should also look at my checks here, like bishop g5 check. How does that change the position? Bishop g5, king d7. Maybe that's actually bad for me. Queen d5. Oh, queen d5, they can't take my queen. For some reason I was thinking queen d5 trades queens, but it doesn't, right? Queen d5, if queen takes, I just win that queen. So queen d5 wins back the piece, and that's got to be the most promising. Yeah, okay. Why was queen d5 incorrect? Did I blunder my queen or something? Did anyone else reason that queen d5 is better? What kind of player is my next opponent? I'm playing a 2200 who's 2300 national rating, and she's a WFM. So another WFM titled opponent. Obviously, I know a lot more about her opening repertoire and her playing style, but obviously I'm not going to disclose this on stream. You never know who's watching, right? So, Yeah, I'm surprised bishop d5 is working. So bishop d5, what about this knight e5? I mean, knight e5 just felt uncomfortable. Bishop d5, knight e5. I have no idea. What do we play? I mean, the only promising move looks like, you know, rook takes e5, but then just queen takes e5, and I don't really see what you've achieved. Wait, what? Queen d5 trades queens? You said it yourself, the whole reasoning? Force the king on the light square so you can take with check. Ah, you throw in the check after. Knight e5, bishop g5. So knight e5, bishop g5, check, king d7. And how have you changed stuff? So bishop takes d5, knight e5. Ah, bishop g5. And then on king d7, you can take on e6 with check. Wow, okay. Yeah, that's very nice, Faz. That's very nice. For some reason, I stopped thinking about these checks at this option, but apparently, yeah, queen h5 is even stronger, which is very tough to see. I guess queen h5 is threatening to win the knight. Yeah, so that's a tough find. Bishop g5 I like a lot though. It seems very simple. But on king e8, you can't take with check, so then you'd need to find something different. Queen e4 apparently. Yeah, not easy at all. Not easy at all. And what was the problem with my queen takes d5? Because I thought queen takes d5 is just, you know, crushing. Oh, what? The queen can trade. What am I talking about? Oh man, this is really bad. This is really bad. I mean, this is why it's so important to have like you know, a pretty stable routine and maybe not go drinking until the late hours. So this is gonna be a tough round for sure. Man, that's crazy. I completely. I don't know why I didn't think it was a trade of queens. I mean, I even said it. Just yeah, going bonkers. Man, okay, let's keep training. Clearly, I need to train more because, you know, this first 15 minutes has been shocking, quite frankly. All right, let's keep eating as well. Okay, so I've got bishop pair against knight pair. Rook on c8 is loose, and my rook is eyeing it up. Queen is in the king's territory. King on f7 feels a bit dodgy. Bishop is loose on h7. Queen is loose on a7. Okay, in a blitz game, or maybe a bullet game, we just play bishop takes d5 and pray. But what about checks? What about captures? What about threats? Anything else to note as well? So our queen has a lot of tension on their pieces. Yeah. So I mean, actually, like, given that we have this pressure, right? I mean, doesn't a move like bishop b6 jump to mind? Like, if the knight takes it, oh, the knight takes it actually defends the rook on c8, so maybe not a move like bishop b6. But yeah, I mean, as a candidate, right? So bishop b6 would have been a candidate. Any checks? We could take on e7 with check. We can take on e6 with check. We can play bishop takes d5. What about threats in this position? I mean, maybe a move like knight f5 or something, but I mean, it just can't work when the bishop can take it. If the pawn had to take it, then maybe. Any other moves that disrupt the defense of the king? I really can't see any. So I think we should just start calculating bishop takes d5. I mean, it's the only promising looking move in the position. So bishop takes d5. If they take back with the pawn, what candidates do we have? We've got queen takes d5 check. Bishop d5, pawn d5, queen d5 check. They cannot block with the rook, otherwise they drop their knight. So bishop d5, pawn d5, queen d5. They have to then play either king e8 or king f8. If they play king f8, how are we going to deal with this? I guess bishop d5, pawn d5, queen d5, king f8, bishop d6. I think looks very promising. Threatening to win the rook and 2 pawns for the 2 pieces, but their king is still very weak. So bishop d5, pawn d5, queen d5, king f8, bishop d6. Rook takes c1. Rook takes c1. Their back rank is weak as well, like queen a8 or something. I mean, even this guy's hanging, actually. The h pawn, like, could potentially fork these pieces as well. So I think that looks very, very promising. Yeah, for instance, actually, bishop d5, pawn d5, queen d5, king e8, queen h5 is taking with check and the fork. So I regain my material. So bishop d5, do they have any counter threats on my queen? Or any checks? I think we can play it. Okay, now my laptop isn't loading. Let's try again. Okay, and queen d5. And king f8, and then my answer in this position was bishop d6, but I should consider, like, how does that compare to queen takes h5? Maybe queen takes h5 is even cleaner. I mean, queen h5, probably we go knight takes f2. Rook takes f2. I mean, that looks pretty fine as well. Bishop d6. I'm thinking bishop d6. Ooh, hold on a second. If bishop d6 and I allow this rook takes c1, I need to be very careful I'm not getting checkmated over here with queen takes f2. And mate, oh boy. Bishop d6. If they take on c1, I mean, am I actually busted there? That's crazy. So maybe I need to play this queen takes h5 instead. Yeah, so very lucky actually I wasn't getting punished for this. Okay, laptop is struggling. Yeah. So again, it would have been nice if Axel Smith showed the problem with this bishop d6 move. And knight h6 is the only move to defend both, and then bishop d6 is now winning. Okay, what is chat saying? Yeah, can't see anything other than bishop takes d5. Yeah, after king e8, queen takes h5, looks best. And yeah, glad that Faz is noticing the checkmate. Michael blunders the same mate, exactly. But I'm glad I saw it before I made my move. So it looks like, yeah, we have to take on h5, even if it doesn't come with check. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, we're slowly making improvements. I'm slowly finishing my lunch. Things are looking up. Let's keep this going. Okay, white to play. I mean, rook f7 looks very strong. I mean, I know I shouldn't be tunnel visioning a line, but you get very tempted when you see something like this. So does this just win? If they take with the queen, we just take... Oh no, wait. Then it might not be winning. Oh, it is winning, actually. Yeah, you can just brute force the calculation. Rook f7, queen f7, rook takes f7, rook takes f7, queen c8 check, rook f8 is forced, queen e6 check, and you pick up the rook on d5, and then you're winning. So, rook f7, are there any other counter checks? Don't think so. Rook f7, what if they just ignore it and go back? I mean, you have won a pawn. Yeah, and actually what you can even do is go rook takes, king takes, queen d8 check, and then pick up the pawn d4. So that you actually play this queen endgame and pawn up, which is definitely promising as well. And given we're a pawn down, I mean, I think there surely can't be anything stronger than this. I mean, maybe e6, but queen takes e6, really don't see it, right? So rook f7, any other counter threats, counter checks, counter moves? Rook f7 really looks like it seals the deal. So okay, let's go for it. Wow, okay. Rook e8. Why should you not trade off sacked rook? Instead push the e pawn. Yeah, and is it gonna skip the line I said? Yeah, this one, right? This is winning. So what was... I don't even know if I want to try and make sense of this. Like, what are these brackets and brackets and brackets? Who wrote this? In any case, I think we got it right, so... all good. Faz is mentioning no need for the endgame. If rook had gone back to d8 in this position, then after rook takes, we just go queen c4. What a banger of a move. Wow. Yeah, that's a classic problem of mine, just, you know, like, looking too much at the exchanges as opposed to considering the candidates at every single possible chance. Yeah, that's a really nice spot. Thanks for that, Faz. Okay, let's do another. I mean, given that there's checkmate in one, it really begs the check in this position. And it also looks very promising because on king h7, then we can just give this check and then pick up the rook, preventing the checkmate. And, you know, if they try and do this and if we block, we lose the rook, but we can always move the king and we should be okay, I think. So rook e8, to me, it seems that bishop f8 is forced. And my instinct is to take the bishop, king takes back. and we have a discovery. So is there a way we can just win on the spot with making use of this discovery? Surely there is. I mean, knight c4 check, they cannot block with the rook, because then I bring my rook down and it's checkmate. So that means they have to move the king. Probably they'll move over here. Yeah, to avoid mate in 1. Oh, and then I can go queen f8. Oh my god, king takes f8, and then rook e1. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's correct. So rook e8, king h7. Let me just double check. Queen d3. Wow, that was actually really beautiful. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. So it takes here. Knight c4. Oh my god, touchpad not working again. And then queen f8. Oh my god. And then beautiful mate. Oh, Wigston match. Big up. Welcome Tricky to the stream, and also welcome Bob B. I don't think I welcomed you earlier. Glad to see you here training with us. But yeah, this was really nice. Okay, and Bob B, you said knight f5, queen f8. Good job. Okay, let's keep going. Rare footage of Michael having something to eat. Too true. Okay, max survey to beat Yates. Black to play. Alright, so white is a pawn up. Material is otherwise equal. White's bishop on e3 is a pretty bad piece, but kind of cutting the coordination between the rooks. There's X-ray pressure on the king, X-ray pressure on the queen, and maybe the rook. Maybe some X-ray pressure along here. Maybe the bishop wants to get involved too. So yeah, what candidate moves do we have? Well, we've got our checks. Rook takes h3, queen takes h3. What about captures? I mean, maybe bishop takes f4, but we've got to be careful. This would allow a counter check. Taking the bishop. I guess taking g2. Any threats in this position? Don't see any threats. So okay, let's start calculating each candidate move one by one. So one thing I'm noticing is that if we were to play rook takes bishop, if the rook takes back, the queen is unprotected, right? So then you've got a move like this. If the king moves to g1, rook h1 is mate, and if well, how do they deal with their queen being hanging as well? So that looks very, very promising. So rook takes e3. What else can they play? Rook takes e3, just rook h3, and it's game over. Right? Rook e3, rook e3, rook takes h3, pawn takes h3, then queen takes f2. Yeah, the queen and bishop, yeah, 2 rooks, we've got a window, not going to get mated. Looks very good. They took this way, but we still win the queen on f2. Very nice. Okay, nice. Nothing wrong. Correct answer. Good stuff, Tricky. Yeah, Woodpecker problem is not usually that deep, but I don't know, it depends on your tactical level. I feel like they're a good level for me. Yeah, exactly. So it's not necessarily so easy to spot, unless you have a very methodical way of thinking or you've got very strong intuition. But to actually calculate that it wins, it is possible. Okay, let's keep going. I'm glad I finished that bread because it was way too stale already. So I need to do a proper grocery shop soon. Okay. Queen rook knight, queen rook bishop. 6-6. So only the queen is defending the rook on d8, as well as the pawn on f6. Queen and knight are a fantastic attacker, so suddenly the move like rook e6 comes to mind. Because if the bishop takes the rook, then knight takes e6, and it just looks extremely, extremely strong. Rook e6. I mean, rook e6 just looks very strong. If rook e6 and they play rook e8, we just go queen takes e8, bishop takes e8, and then we take on b6. So that's winning. So I think rook e6 just does the job. Rook e6, bishop e6, knight e6. Any counter checks? No, don't think so. Okay, I think we can play it. Okay, and on that note, guys, I think I am gonna cut the stream a little bit early today because I've got around like 5-10 minutes to get ready and head over to my game. But I think we can all agree that my calculation has improved since the start of the stream. So this is very, very good to note. So thank you all for tuning in and training and rooting for me in this event. I appreciate all the support. And I guess see you tomorrow morning for another catch-up and another training sesh. Okay, see you guys.